stop out to the Commons and make sure to visit the concession stand operated by our Liberty Center music boosters, supporting the Liberty Center band members and choir members in purchasing food and beverages. We've got some first and second grade boys basketball players here for your halftime entertainment tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Welcome out to the jungle for a little Saturday night non-conference Liberty Center high school basketball with Wayne Trace making the long trip up here. Chris Youngie alongside Scott Army. And Scott, I think this is going to be a really good game for these Tigers to just kind of test where they're at.
I agree, Chris. Wayne Trace, great program historically. May not look on paper like this is their best team, but they are a scrappy bunch as you look them over.
Yep. Wayne Trace comes into tonight's contest 8-5 under Coach Jim Linder. 3-0 in the GMC. They've got of their 8 wins, Lincoln View, Parkway, Van Wert, West Noble, Emmanuel Christian, Paulding, Ayersville, and then last night against Hicksville. Losses to Coldwater, Ottoville, Arlington, Crestview, and the Bryan team beat them 55-49. This is a team that gives up about 44 points a game, scores about a little over 50. Last Saturday, a loss by 7 to Coldwater. We'll look at some of these guys, but their post player, Carter Clemens, had 10 points, 9 rebounds. Tyson Gerber and Tanner Lockoff each had 9. Friday, and then last night they beat Hicksville to go 3-0 in the league. And you know how league games are. They're always kind of a battle. Everybody knows everybody. Very strong scoring team. They got 3 guys that basically average. They have 4 guys that average between 9.5 and 10 points a game. You've seen a little bit of them. I've seen a little bit out of them. These are kids that play hard. They play man. They play 1-3-1. They play 1-2-2. They're going to pick you up full court. They're going to throw everything at you trying to get a victory.
Well, as we were talking a little bit off air, they don't go all that deep. They try to play those primary 5, maybe go 2, maybe at the maximum 3 more players off that bench. Pretty balanced scoring, as you mentioned. They like to shoot the ball from 3 as well. So, again, a good coached Wayne Trace team.
Yeah. And, the other thing that's going to be a big challenge here, they're not huge, coming off a 6'10 last night with Swanton. This will be a little bit different. Their post player, Carter Clemens, is a 5'3 junior, but he's got a big motor. He's athletic. He is tough to get a body on. And then they surround him with shooters. The walk-off kid, Tanner Walkoff, a 5'10 junior. Once again, they're all averaging 9.5, 10 points a game, but he puts the ball on the floor. He gets to the middle. He can shoot the ball from deep. He wants to score the ball. And then outside of those 2, they surround you with shooters. And it's a drive and kick. It's a penetrate or a dump down. You stop the post move or you help down. They get it out to kids who knock down threes.
And listen to what Greg was saying earlier today, and we need to challenge those shots. We can't let them have uncontested shots. We have to be very aggressive on the defensive end and play good, solid defense on that aspect.
And that's kind of a little bit of what these Tigers saw last night. As we flip this over to Liberty Center coming into tonight, 6-5, overall 1-1 in the league. Coach Badenhop, his 13th season at the helm, 144 and 150. Still looking to get back to 500 as a coach. This team is giving up 46 points a game. They average about 54. And so this is a squad that's looking to extend or to actually look at this rivalry or this battle with Wayne Trace. 2 years ago over there, Wayne Trace won 60-48. Aiden Hammondtree had 12. Landon Bockelman 15-7 for the Tigers. Last year, they played here. Gavin had 16-7. Cam had 9 for the Tigers. But this is a squad that's coming off a few wins in a row. Tuesday they had Fairview, 8-point win there. Cam had 9. Ethan Gray got back into his scoring ways with 10. Gavin, 11 points, 10 rebounds, a big double-double. And then last night at Swanton, 52-43, talking about battling inside, big kid, surrounded by shooters. Grady Miller has 11, and Blake Garber, I think, played the best game of his season. He looks a lot. Last night he looked like what he looked the first 3 games, but Blake had 10 last night. with a big kid in the middle that he just kept attacking and laying the ball up.
Yeah. You know, we're at that point in that season. You're looking to stack wins. I think we were talking, we've got 3 in a row. We got tonight a good non-conference battle, and then we look into going to the holiday tournament on Monday. So this is right in the middle of the season where we need to continue to play well, and I think it's all starting to come together for Tigers.
This is a team that's got wins over Holgate, Springfield, Genoa, Elmwood, Fairview, now Swanton, losses to Nora, Napoleon, Anthony Wayne, Archibald, and Paulding. That was a rough last weekend with those two.
Yeah.
And then you watch, Archibald loses to Delta last night in the league. A whole different feel to that. This is a team that's going. Liberty is going tonight without Camden Robinson, again with a sprained ankle. Watching Max Walker, not Max Miller. We've been trying to make it Max Miller. Max Walker stepping into that starting lineup. Started a little slow last night. They got to the end of that first quarter at 10-5, but it was 5-5 with like 2 minutes to play in the first. Trying to get their legs, trying to figure out where everybody's going to be, but they sucked it up. I mean, that's what happened. They just started relaxing a little bit. If anybody who knows Max, he's wired for sound 24/7. Just had him to take a couple of deep breaths. Grady hit a couple of big buckets there in the first half, 2 threes, and everybody settled in. So it'll be interesting to see how that carries over tonight. Yep.
So, Chris, we're about a minute away before game time. Couple quick, I think, hitters as we get ready to tip this game here for a Liberty Center victory. First and foremost, I think we were talking earlier, too, value the basketball. Can't be turning the ball over. Nothing easy on the defensive end. Make sure we're challenging them, and when that shot goes up, we need to rebound. And we need to rebound on the defensive end, but more importantly on the offensive end.
Turnovers, if you're looking at this, Wayne Trace and their wins cause 18.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there you got the number written there. Go for it. Sorry.
No, that's all right. We better take a time out here with the national anthem.
We got a little bit.
We got a little bit.
Do you think about that, Wayne Trace, and those losses, how many turnovers?
Yeah, 11 turnovers a game, so completely different. When they win the game, they turn the ball over or turn the other team over. When they lose, they don't turn it over as much. So
easy buckets can really help a lot when you get into games, particularly when you get in a team that wants to play up and down. And also, are they dead ball or are they live ball turnovers? Those are always a key. Yep. So that's your pregame right here at Liberty Center. We're getting ready for the opening starting lineups and the national anthem. We'll send it down to the floor for those things right now.
Freedoms like none other. To honor the United States of America and all of our servicemen and servicewomen, both past and present, we ask that you please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Liberty Center High School and Wayne Trace High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by high standards of conduct and competition. While the athletes in this game tonight are friendly rivals, all in attendance are reminded that this is a game between student athletes and that sportive behavior is expected. The officials for this game tonight have been chosen according to the policies and procedures set forth by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Your officials for tonight's game are Mr. Lance Dasher, Mr. Ralph Green, and Mr. Jeremiah Freimeyer. And now let's meet our teams. First, the visiting Raiders from Wayne Trace High School. A 6-foot junior, number 3, Hayden Sin. A 5-foot, 10-inch junior, number 5, Tanner Walkoff. A 6-foot senior, number 10, Brady Miller. A 6-foot, 3-inch senior, number 14, Tyson Gerber. And a 6-foot, 3-inch junior, number 22, Carter Clemens. Wayne Trace is coached by Mr. Jim Fender, assisted by Jeremy Dagger and Noah Goodrich. And now, let's meet your Liberty Center Tigers. On 6-foot senior, number 0, Blake Garber. A 6-foot, 4-inch senior, number 1, Brady Miller. A 5-foot, 10-inch sophomore, number 2, Ethan Gray. A 6-foot, 5-inch senior, number 24, Gavin Allen. And a 6-foot junior, number 55, Max Walker. Liberty Center is coached by Mr. Greg Bakenhart, assisted by Justin Fry, Golden Meyer.
Big non-conference battle with the Wayne Trace Raiders. Scott, as we roll into this, any other more points today? Our turnovers are going to be huge. Rebounding is going to be monstrous.
You know, I think a question would be, obviously we mentioned that Wayne Trace is not that deep. Should they get into foul trouble, what kind of impact that could have on the game?
Well, we watched last night as Tigers ran Swanton pretty ragged, and then at one point, the big kid puked in the trash can during the game. No lie, he was whipped. All right, we are ready to go. Gavin Galen and Clemens tip it up, and Walker's going to control it for the Tigers. Garber across half court, left-hand dribble, flips it to Walker. Spin, stops, looks out, flips it back to Garber. High post to Gavin, now Walker in the corner. Tries to dump it to the block. He's going to throw it off the kid's head. Garber down the middle. He's going to throw it out of bounds, and that's turnover. Number 1. Dead ball, turnover. Tigers are going to pressure it, turn this into a track meet, see if we can run their legs off. I can't imagine Coach Linder is going to have a team that plays 5 and is going to be tired.
Exactly. Well coached.
Walk off with the ball, brings it over to Miller, up top to Clemens. Now to Sin. Looks the back door. Not there to walk off, right hand. Clemens top of the key. Throws it over to Gerber. Puts it up, no good. Garber for the Tigers. We've got a Gerber and a Garber and a Brady and a Grady. As Walker tries a
nice backdoor cut. Gray.
Backdoor by Gray, and that's going to give Mac Walker the assist. 2-0 on that
Oh,
three-quarter
back the other way.
scoreboard. Very quickly, Gerber lays it up. 2-2 on that three-quarter scoreboard now. Garber to Gray. Travels.
Yep.
That's another
No
turnover.
As you mentioned, the second one without any pressure.
Yep. Raiders inbounds it to Sin. Sin will bring it against Walker. Up top to Clemens. Over to Miller. Back to ball gets knocked loose. Gray knocks it to the other end, but it's going to be run down by Miller.
That was a good thing because Clemens had slipped off on that. We switched on coverage.
Sin drives in, flips it off to Lockoff. Pump fake, 18-footer on the way. Good. Lockoff knocks that down. Tigers quickly the other way.
Gray.
Three for Gray. Nope, just
Is it
two.
two? Yeah, he was inside the arc.
I got stuff looking at a paper.
Yeah.
Sin with the dribble. Flips it over to Miller. Crosses over, left hand, drives in, spins. It's going to be knocked away, taken away.
Good defense by Garber. Up the floor, here we go. Gray's going to have an easy layup.
Gray rolls one over the rim.
6-4 on that three-quarter scoreboard.
It's nice transition basketball for the Tigers there.
Lockoff, right-hand side to Miller. He drives in, stops, back out to Lockoff. High post, the Sin out on three. Pump fakes, 18-footer on the way, no good. Rebound pulled in by Garber. Here come the Tigers. Garber on the run. Ball's tipped away. They're going to get Clemens with the foul. As Garber hits the floor. Gary Cruz, Isaiah Badenhop check in for the Tigers. As Walker and Miller have a seat.
Number 3, Isaiah Badenhop. Number 10, Garrison Cruz.
Raiders are going to show a little 3-2 zone here.
Yep.
Isaiah Badenhop brings it up. Over to Gray, taking a look. They're going to look at the high post, try to get a cutter, and then look at the short corners. Gavin Galen catches it. Garber, three on the way. That's short. Gary Cruz saves it. Over to Ethan Gray. High post to Gavin Galen. Looks Gary.
Go up strong.
Tries that jump hook. Can't get to go as Clemens. Yep. He got bumped, but you got to finish that one at 2 feet. Clemens brings it across half court. Now gets it to Miller. Miller on the bounce. Now to Lockoff. Garber's all over him. Comes in, splits, throws it up the shot. No good. Tipped around. Pulled in by Isaiah Badenhop. And then quickly knocked away by Sin.
Off the foot of Wayne Trace, Liberty Center basketball.
Wes Wilhelm checks in as Garber has a seat for the Tigers. Stoller and Manley checks in. Manley checks in for the Raiders too. That helps them. 4:17 to play in the first quarter. Tigers up on that three-quarter scoreboard, 6-4. Raiders still showing this 3-2 zone. Kind of an odd one as they go in the corner to Gray. Three on the way, no good. Off the side of the board, Clemens with another rebound for the Raiders. Here comes Lockoff on the run. He gets left alone. Thank God he didn't pull that. Yeah. Clemens up top to Miller.
They switched. Now they have that mismatch.
Now Stoller has it. Oh, no, Manley. Yeah. Sorry. Manley with the right hand.
Great defense by
Looking
Galen.
at the Stoller.
Great defense by Galen.
Now they're going to get thrown. Wes is going to run it down and step out of bounds. Almost had the turnover.
Yeah. Oh,
I love the speed.
Exactly.
I love the aggressiveness as Miller checks back in for Galen.
Woo. Had to be close.
It was close. Walker's going to check in for Gray. So we got Miller, Cruz, Walker, Wilhelm, Badenhop for the Tigers. Lockoff has it for the Raiders. Up top to Stoller. Now Lockoff continues around. He's got Miller on him. Now they dump it into Stoller. Right hand hook on the way. That's 6'6" right there shooting that hook.
15,
Here comes Badenhop against this zone. Flips over top to Miller. Looks at skip to Cruz. Proves why he's a running back and not a receiver. Cruz with it. Looks. Throws it to Wilhelm. Wilhelm knocks it out of bounds. And it will be turnover number 4 for the Tigers.
We seem to be a little perplexed in how to attack that 3-2 defense.
Well, it's not a traditional 3-2. They play it real flat on the front, and that point guy has high post responsibility, which makes life a little bit difficult. Clemens backdoor cuts to Sin. Now up top to Manley. Walk off. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound. Stoller brings it in. The big fella, but it's going to be taken away by Max Walker. They're going to call it jump ball.
Yep.
That was a big one. Stoller used all of that 6'6" frame to go get that as Ethan Gray checks in for the Tigers. Stoller went up, got a big rebound, came down, and Max Walker wanted it more.
Yeah, that's
like. In the middle, the Clemens no good. Grady Miller pulls down the rebound for the Tigers. Gives it to Badenhop. He's got options against this zone. Throws it over top to Gray. Now short corner to Miller or Cruz.
Nice cut.
Badenhop down the middle, lays it up. That's a big one by Isaiah Badenhop. Keep waiting for him to just get a 12-point night. Get some good looks as Sin has it on Gray. Over to Manley, who loads a 3, no good. Clemens with a rebound, that's no good. Miller, jump ball is going to belong to the Tigers.
We mentioned pre-games, a high motor for Clemens. He's bringing it right now.
You know, if you got a bunch of guards that don't like to pass it to the post, you got to go to the offensive boards. I'm not saying that about Wayne Trace. That is not, I'm just saying I may know a thing or two about guards that don't want to pass sometimes. Raiders extend this. The ball gets in the middle to Grady Miller. Drives in, lays it up and in. And one. They call the foul.
And that's going to be, I think, on Clemens and his second.
It looks like 2. That is 2 on Clemens. 2 team fouls. Oh, we got Miller or Gerber coming back in. And Miller. That's not me. Grady Miller at the line for 1. Free throw is up and good. Tigers lead 11-6 on that 3-court scoreboard. 1:45 to play here in the first.
This would be an interesting note. You know, when he went to the bench at 150, and how long he stays there. I don't believe they can play long without Clemens.
Manley to Miller. Miller throws it to Stoller. He's in all by himself. That's a good look.
That was a very nice pass. Very nice pass.
Here comes Badenhop with the ball. Raiders have extended this a little bit. Garber's checked back in right to the middle to Galen. Badenhop, he loads a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Gerber for the Raiders. Here comes Gerber on the fly. Now to Sin, loads that 3, got it. That didn't take long to get them right back into this at 11-11 on that 3-court scoreboard. Garber, Badenhop. Stops, flips it across half court to Garber now. They've went to that kick. Gonna get a kick.
Yep.
Manley working hard up there, chasing that ball back and forth, making that reversal difficult.
Yes.
51 seconds to play here in the first. All knotted at 11. Throws in the backcourt to Badenhop. Crosses half court. Middle to Grady Miller.
Nice
Flips
pass.
it to Gavin. Just finish. He does. 13-11 on that 3-court scoreboard. Miller to Gavin Galen.
Nice pass inside.
Manley turns the corner on Gray. Lays it up and it. No good. Gavin Galen with another rebound. Come the Tigers. Quickly. Gray to Miller. Ball's tapped away. It'll be Tiger ball on the baseline.
Looks like Max Walker be checking back in.
Walker for Miller. Garber's going to inbounds for the Tigers. Quickly, Gray. 3 on the way. No good. Gavin Galen with the rebound, spins, puts it up in traffic and gets it to go. Vintage Gavin Galen. 15-11 on that three-court scoreboard. 12 seconds to play here in the first. Here comes Manley for the Raiders.
His body control is something to watch, isn't it, when he goes.
Miller with it. 2 with 1. Manley takes the dribble, puts a 3. It's going to be partially blocked. And that's how the first quarter ends. 15-11. Tigers lead on that three-court scoreboard. Very, very quick-paced first quarter. Scott, you want to look at some of those scores, some of your stats for the first quarter?
First quarter for Liberty Center. Ethan Gray leading the way with 6. Gavin coming in there with 4. For the Wayne Trace Raiders, Zach Stoller with 4. And then Caden Sin with that big 3 right there, tied up at 11 before we went on that little run.
Rebounding, Carter Clemens with those 2 fouls has 3 rebounds to lead the way for Wayne Trace. Gavin Galen has 3 on the boards. Blake Garber has 2 to lead for the Tigers. Miller, Cruz, and Walker all with big assists for the Tigers. Very interesting shooting. LC from the floor, 7 of 12. But they are, what are they? They're 7 of 8 from the field if you take the three-point attempts out. Big difference. Usually they're shooting, terrible from inside the key, to be honest. If you would listen to Coach Baytop in practice, he would say, we're not good in the key.
Yeah.
His words, not mine.
Yeah.
I will agree with him, though.
Yeah.
5 of 14 from the field for Wayne Trace. Liberty 1 of 1 from the free throw line. That's Grady Miller. That's your first quarter stats. We're back to live action. Tigers go Galen, Miller, Walker, Garber, Gray to start this quarter. Raiders got Stoller with the ball in the block. He turns left-hand scoop, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. Zach Stoller, the 6'6 sophomore, is going to have to play some big minutes here in the second quarter with Clemens with fouls.
Yeah, and Stoller is up to 6 now. As you mentioned, he's playing some big minutes.
Stoller, Gerber, Sin, walk-off, Miller for the Raiders. Gray in the corner with the ball. Stoller on him, back up top to Gerber against this 3-2 zone. Gerber lays it up and no good. It's going to be partially blocked. Grady Miller pulls that board in and lays it up and in. It's a great take by Garber. Got that driving lane and took it. Yeah. Walk-off with the ball against Garber. Going to get the ball high as opposed to Stoller. He's going to get a walk-off, and then he's going to roll right to the basket. Sin, left-hand side. Off the screen, now back to Lockoff. Lockoff with a drive, stops, looks into Stoller. Ball's tipped around. Stoller puts it up, no good. Gets his own rebound again. Out to Sin for 3. Got
good.
It. Stoller, when you shoot it, you're the first one to know it misses, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, as a big guy, you have to like that Stoller with soft hands. He's got some nice passes in there, catching them clean.
And a sophomore, too.
Yeah.
Gray on the left-hand side, up top to Garber. Max Walker in the corner to Galen. Double cutter. Now Gray. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, Gerber for the Raiders. Gerber's going to bring it himself. Now gives it to Lockoff. He's got Garber on him. Sin, Gerber. Gerber stops, back to Sin. Stoller wants to set
he's
pick
ready for a high roll, yep.
That's a tough one. As Sin drives in, lays it up, they're going to get Galen with the block, or the foul, I should say.
I think he got him earlier. I think they waited for that foul. Late whistle.
Gray is first.
What?
Team first.
They got Ethan Gray on the reach. Must have got Ethan on the reach, his first, team first. We did not commit a foul in that first quarter.
Yeah.
3, Sin.
Sin knocks down that free throw to tie this at 17. I'd give 7 to Sin. Second free throw from the 6-foot junior up and good. Raiders lead by 1. This three-quarter court pressure it looks like they show man here.
No, it's man, yep.
Garber recognizes it. Here comes Garber on the drive. gets the pitch to Galen. He's going to step through, get it taken away.
Stoller.
Here comes Stoller, the 6'6" Albert, to Lockoff, who drives, kicks it to Sin. 3 ball, good. It's a great decision by your point guard to kick it out to the shooter.
Yep. And he was cocked and loaded when he was ready.
Shooter, quick release, hunts the 3 ball. There you go. Yeah. That's the scouting report on Sin. It didn't take much to figure that one out, did it? Garber picks it up, high post, Gavin Galen. Steps, spins. They're going to get a block on Stoller.
His first.
Team first of the quarter, but you pick up some fouls on Stoller as Hunter Spangler checks in for Walker. Look at this lineup, Scott. Spangler, Miller, Galen.
A little bit of size in there.
Plenty of sizes. Grady Miller in the middle, gets it blocked. It's going to be tipped around. It's going to belong to the Raiders. Trust it. He should have trusted the hook shot.
Yep.
He didn't. Raiders have it. Clemens is back in. 5 minutes to play here in the second. They're going to put him in with those 2 fouls. Lockoff has it with Garber guarding him across half court. Stoller, top of the key, flips it over to Miller. Now they're looking for Sin.
Setting up Sin, yep.
Get long 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, Grady Miller for the Tigers.
That 3 was long.
That might have been a heat check. Garber on the fly. Drives in, throws it off the glass, no good. Hunter Spangler with the rebound. And
looked like he was bumped, but no call.
Comes the Raiders. Miller puts it up off the glass and in. That's another nice pass by Lockoff in transition. 23-17 on that 3-court scoreboard. Tigers down 6 here with 4:15 play. Make it 3. Oh, I thought that was going down Ethan Gray, but Miller grabs the rebound for the Tigers. Up off the glass, no good. Garber with the rebound. He puts it up and in.
Got it.
Grady Miller going to the glass to get some as Garber knocks down his first 2.
Say a little shocked when that ball got out to him, but he got control of it and made a nice shot.
High post, top of the key, Stoller. Here comes Miller looking to flare screen for Lockoff. 3 on the way, no good. Hunter Spangler tips it to Garber. Here comes Blake on the run. Quickly the other end. Miller, 3. Got it. Transition 3s. That's 8 points for Grady Miller here in the first half. Tigers down 1 now on that 3-court scoreboard. 3:30 to play. Lockoff to Sin. Sin trying to spin back to their right hand. Nowhere to go with the left. Over to Miller. Now Clemens. Galen on him. Lockoff sets a wild screen. Out to Sin. Loses the handle. Now on the drive. Out to Miller. Garber. Hand in his face. Ball's dead. Now to Sin. Back up to Miller. Wayne Trace almost throws that away. Still don't have a turnover here to the Raiders in this first half. Lockoff with the handle. Clemens. Ball screen. He refuses. Corner to Miller. Drives. Lays it. No good. Gavin Galen, rebound number 4. Here comes Garber on the run. Looking at the big fella, hits the trailer for 3. No good. Clemens with the board, number 4. 2:30 to play here. Raiders by 1. Lockoff up top to Clemens. He's going to try to turn the corner. Jumps out of bounds, throws it to Sin. That's a great play.
Yeah.
Rebound pulled in by Stoller, the big fellow, number 4.
At the elbow, Clemens is off.
Clemens off. Gavin Galen tips it around. That's 5 for Gabo. Garber spins in the middle, throws it up with the left hand. Gets a roll. That's 4 for Garber.
That was a great move. Great strong penetration. Goes up with that left hand.
Defense slid to his left. Knew where he wanted to go. He spun back on him. Miller. Off a screen from Clemens. Now Stoller. Lockoff. Clemens. Sin drives with the right hand to the baseline. Steps through. Can't get it to go. There's a turnover. Here come the Tigers. Grady Miller up top. He's going to go up with Clemens. It's no good. Gavin Galen is going to put it up. That's no good. Hunter Spangler can't pull it in.
Checking in for Wayne Trace, number 14, Tyson Weber.
Sometimes you want to see that That big shoulder of Grady Miller just bumping him like that. Thank God we're not on camera. You'd see me just plow Scott over.
I'll tell you, with Clemens was pretty aggressive there with the 2 fouls. I mean, he went up and challenged Grady.
Garber, Walker, Cruz, Wilhelm, Badenhop for the Tigers here with 1:32 to go. Ball comes out to Wilhelm. Here comes Garber. Cruz in the middle. Back out to Badenhop. We've got a lot of posts going on. Garber looking up top to Walker. 122. Wilhelm, Walker, Garber. Max Walker for 3. No good. Rebound tipped around. Gary Cruz tips it to Badenhop.
Great save by Cruz.
Back up top. Badenhop brings it around. Garber drives in, flips it to Gary. Oh, no.
Just off his hands.
That's a great look. There was a lot of hands in there.
Sin checking back in the game.
Yep. They're going to get Miller out. 1:03 to play. Tigers by 1 on that 3-court scoreboard, 24-23. Manley checked back in. Gerber, Manley, Lockoff. Sin, double Sin.
Yeah. Interesting enough, Stoller and Clemens are both out.
Yep. Don't want to pick up a foul here in the last 50 seconds. Manley. Lockoff drives with the right hand, up through and puts it up and in. The help was there, but we couldn't get it sealed off.
Stoller checking in.
Yep. Comes Gavin Galen back in for the Tigers, too. As Nick Sin, the 5'10 senior, sits down for the 6'6 sophomore. Lockoff has 1. Tigers down by 1 at this point. Make it 2.
3-point play.
Substitution for the Raiders, number 10, Grady Miller.
Miller's back in for the Raiders. 43 seconds to play here.
Been a game of little runs.
Wayne Trace picks up 3-quarter again. Badenhop to Wilhelm. Corner to Cruz. Pass fake. Back up to Wilhelm. Badenhop. Gavin Galen. Max Walker for 3. No good. Rebound tipped around. Badenhop pulls it in.
Go up.
Out to Wilhelm. Wilhelm
nice
steps
pass
through.
Into Cruz.
Cruz with a hook shot. Can't get it to go, but he gets his rebound back. Gary.
Yeah.
Quickly. Gerber loads a 3 on the other end with 6. Walker pulls in the rebound. Here we go with 1. Gavin Galen throws it up, no good. What an ending to that first half. 26-24, Raiders lead after only thing I can say is that was a very quick pace. Like the last 2 minutes of the last minute of that quarter was really quick.
And you're absolutely right. And I think for Wayne Trace, they're going a little bit deeper because of that pace and the foul trouble with Clemens. So
not too bad though. You think about they played basically. I mean, they played 8 guys.
Yeah.
They usually try to play 5, maybe 7.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of those first half numbers if you got them handy. I think a big number as you start to do the math there, 6 turnovers for the Tigers, 1 for the Raiders.
We talked about it pregame, and that was one of the keys to victory was to minimize our turnovers and force them into turnovers, and it's just the opposite. But the score is 26-24. Leading away for the Tigers is Grady Miller. We have him at 8 points. And then Ethan at 6, Gavin and Blake Garber at 4 apiece. For the Wayne Trace Raiders, Caden Sin leading the way. 11 points for Caden at the half, followed by Zach Stoller coming off the bench with 6. For 26 on the board. Again, 26-24, 2-point game, at the half. How's the rebounding look,
Rebounding on our side of it, Liberty Center. Gavin Galen leads the way with 6. Grady Miller has 4. Blake Garber with 4. Isaiah Badenhop with 3. Carter Clemens with that foul trouble and Zach Stoller filling in for him. Those two both have 4, 4, the Raiders. You talk about that commentary jinx, and I hate to do that, right? But what I say, the first quarter in the key, we were 7 of 8. Second quarter, 2 of 12.
Ugh. Yeah.
11 of 32 from the field overall in that first half. 9 of 20 in the key. That second quarter, 4 of 20.
And we are getting good looks. That's the problem with that. When you say that percentage, there is good looks. It's just the ball is not going in the hoop.
2 of 12 from in the key, 1 of 7 from 3. 1 of 1 from 15 feet.
Yeah.
10 of 28 in that first half for Wayne Trace. Just turnovers, like I said, Wayne Trace. I have him unofficially for 1. Our stat guy has him unofficially for 2. It's still not enough if you're a Tiger fan. Free throws, we didn't shoot. We shot 1 free throw in the first half.
I was going to say, and we talked about that pregame a little bit too. It looked like the officials were going to let them play. Both teams are playing, and we got 1 free throw. They only have 3, but neither team's missed at the line either.
Correct. So, all right, Scott, we looked at our halftime numbers. I guess we'll take a break here, let you guys get up, get a drink, stretch your legs, enjoy some of the biddies playing ball out here. I think these are first and second graders as they're playing a little 3-on-3 half court. So enjoy that. We'll come back for some exciting second half action right here at the Jungle. We'll see you in a minute.
Good job.
Tiger Sports Live would like to thank its 2024-25 title sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza, Ohio Asphalt Paving, Davis Farm Services, Holgate Metal Fab, and the Gerald Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please support them.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Tiger Sports Live for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of Tiger Sports Live is prohibited.
Welcome back out to the jungle. Chris Youngie alongside Scott Army. And Scott, we talk about quick first halves, not a lot of fouls. We kind of talked about that before we went on the air. What do you think these coaches? Let's start with Coach Linder. What do you think he's telling his team at halftime?
Well, I think considering that Clemens got into early foul trouble and to be up at half, I think I'd be pretty pleased. I think they need to continue what they're doing. You've said we had them unofficially for 1, maybe 2 turnovers. So you're taking care of the ball against pressure, and Liberty Center's been providing that. So I think, stay the course with them.
They're 3 of, 1 of 4 and 2 of 6. So, they're 3 of 10 from behind the arc. I mean, they're getting open looks at them too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
If you're Coach, if you're Greg, Coach Bainhop, what are you telling your Tigers?
We got to take care of the basketball. The turnovers, especially unforced turnovers, are really hurting us.
All right, Tiger fans.
I think they're getting good looks. We just got to finish. I think that is the key thing, finish. We talked about, or Greg talked about a little bit before, the matchups don't really matter, but they're setting that high post and rolling, and we are getting beat with that roll. We got to find a way to stay with them too. So,
and I think that matchups don't matter. It's super nice to say. It's great to have a team you can do that off. You're coming off a night where matchups mattered so much, right? You had to get your guy to the right spot to match up. And tonight, you're right, you get everybody everywhere. So it's different mentality. Last night was a very emotional game. So it'll be fun to see what this second half looks like, particularly after being one of 10 and 2 of 12 in the key. Just like,
and this is exactly what we expected. Wayne Trace, again, great history. Liberty Center kind of hopefully hitting that peak and that stride as we enter the middle of the season. And, you can't ask for a better first half. Let's hope the second half kind of follows suit.
Well, I think the tempo kind of played to our strength. I mean, not that Wayne Trace wants to play slow by any means, but, there were possessions where they kind of walked the ball up and took their time. And, you just go back to a couple of those, Gary knocks, you think about Gary hits one of those couple shots. West doesn't step out of bounds and let Wayne Trace keep the ball. There's just a lot of things.
2 of 12, as you mentioned. Let's just say you hit 50% of those shots.
Right.
That changes the complexion of the second half.
Yeah,
real quick.
That's a 10-point swing, and now you're up 8
Bingo.
Instead of That's really good. Well, I guess that's our halftime. We need a halftime sponsor. I don't do that. Cole says I don't do that. If somebody wants to be a halftime sponsor, that'd be great. So that's our halftime breakdown of this game. Now we're excited about some second half action. Tigers start with the ball. They're going to go Walker, Garber, Gray, Miller, Galen. Starting 5.
Looks
Gray
like
has
Wayne
on the
Trace
left
is
hand
back
side.
into that 3-2 zone again.
It works so well. Here comes Grady Miller, top of the key. Steps in. Walker in the corner. Spin. Stops. Looks. Garber. Dumps it into Miller in the middle. Loses the handle. Throws it to Gray. That's
Another
a quick
turnover.
That's not a good way to start the second half.
It was a nice cut by Gray, but just a hot pass for him to handle.
Oh, yeah. Lawkoff off the screen, looking at Clemens on the block. Now up top to Sin. Miller drives in, steps through, flips it to Clemens, lays it up and in. It's a nice pass by Miller as Clemens gets on the scoreboard for his first 2 of the night.
Yep.
Garber comes across half court. Wayne Trace kind of 3/4 short tokens it back into this 3-2. As Garber steps through, throws it to Gavin Galen, hits Walker on the cut, almost turns it over. Galen with a big bucket. No, and the rebound. Out to Garber. Miller steps through, slides through, scoops
nice
through,
take.
No good. Gets his own rebound, but he was out of
bounds.
bounds. 7th rebound. Man, you get 2 layups. Can't get them to go. It's 2 more shots from 2 feet.
We should never talked about that after the first goal.
Oh, I was just so happy, too. That was the bad part. Miller, like we've just been working on it for 3 days, just nonstop, it feels like. And Sin up top, Lockoff. Off the screen, now Sin, he fakes on the 3, drives, spins, flips, no good. Walker pulls in the rebound for the Tigers. Here comes Walker. Easy, throws it up, they're going to call the block. No, they called the charge. Ooh, it was so late, I thought he was waiting.
Yep, I was too.
To see if the shot went down. First on Walker.
You're right. It was a delayed call. Was it a block? Was it a charge? Let's go with the block.
That's a long way to dribble the basketball and not have a foul like that. Ball comes into Miller. Raiders have gone with their starters. Sin, Clemens, Lockoff, Gerber, Miller. Lockoff has the ball for him as he comes off the screen. Miller's going to pop back up, catches it. Lockoff's going to run through. Sin's going to set the back screen for Clemens, who's going to catch it, back through, lay it up, and in. Well-designed plays. Lockoff has his 4th assist of the night.
You know, Wayne Trey spaces the floor so well offensively. When they dribble drive like that, have those lanes open up, they have the kids that can finish.
No, they're going to call Gavin with the travel as he tried to get his feet set to shoot that hook shot.
Chris, I didn't write it down, but we're now almost 3 minutes into this second half, and it had been a while since we put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah. Well, we haven't done it since halftime.
Yeah. Well, I think it was about a minute before.
I do, yeah.
So
30-24.
So we're almost approaching a half a quarter without scoring.
That 3-court scoreboard. Here comes Garber up top to almost had a steal. Lockoff grabbed it. Now back to Lockoff, who drives in with the left hand, slips through, scoops through, and good. 6-point lead for the Raiders as Coach Badenhop goes to his bench.
Chris, that would be an 8-point lead right now.
What
that
say?
Shot. You said 6, so
I was giving us credit for this bucket.
Yeah, there you go.
Garber, left hand scoops through, floater.
There it is. Quick timeout.
Timeout Badenhop. LC calls that one and gets some subs in the game. And that's the other part. You think about this. We haven't had turnovers. We haven't had fouls. You've got a Liberty team that plays 10 guys, and every dead ball there's somebody coming in. Well, we haven't had a dead ball.
Yep.
And so you got to use a timeout to get somebody on the floor.
That's a good call. That's a good analysis there.
And we're getting to that point where it's like, all right, we need to start stretching people's minutes. Hopefully we've gotten rid of most of our football legs, and we need to do some other, stretch people's minutes that are going to be on the floor in crucial times. But sometimes you got to call timeout.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite. Last night we were trying to get Swan to call timeout to rest their 5 guys they play. It just wasn't working. So Raiders with the ball in a 6-point lead. Ball comes into Miller. He's got Badenhop on him. Miller across half court. Waiting. Now the Lockoff. High post to Clemens. Looking for that flare. Doesn't have it. Throws it to Miller on the right-hand side. Stoller's checked in for the Raiders. Isaiah got his hand on the ball, but couldn't save it. It's going to stay with the Raiders out of bounds. Tigers they'll go zone out of bounds. Ball comes into Miller. He drives in. Now he's double teamed by Spangler. They're going to call a foul on Walker.
His second. Team second of the quarter.
Here comes Garber. In for Max. Raiders with the ball. Sin, Stoller, Clemens, Lockoff, and Miller. Lockoff has it. Stops. Just patiently looking. No reason to be in a hurry. Stoller to Miller. 3 on the way. Good.
3-point basket by 10. Miller.
Miller has 5 now for the Raiders. Here's Cruz with it. Looking. trying to explore against this zone. Goes in the corner to Wilhelm. 3 for Wilhelm off the side glass. No good. Sin pulls that one down. Here comes Lockoff on the run. Loses the handle in the corner. Now Clemens.
Wow.
Long 3 by Sin. No good. Stoller tips the ball around. Miller off his fingers. It's going to be no.
Well, they corrected it. They
corrected that one.
That was a quick correction.
Yeah. The one ref was pointing one way and walking that way. The other one didn't see it.
Yeah.
Here comes Badenhop with the ball. Wayne Trace going to extend that 1-2-2. Now Garber back to Badenhop, looking in the middle. Garber across half court. Stops, shuffles. To Cruz. Cruz in traffic, goes up. That is going to be blocked out of
behind
bounds.
by Stoller.
What did we say before we went on the air? I love City League refs. They're going to let you play. As Grady Miller checks in for Hunter Spangler.
I think a few of the fans beside us are starting to get a little agitated, though.
Tad, un poquito. Garber looks, throws it up top to Badenhop. Now back in the corner to Garber. Back to Badenhop. Still showing this 3-2. I think it's a good idea with Cam Robinson not in the game. Garber, 3, no good. Wilhelm tipped it around to Miller. It's going to be jump ball.
Should be Liberty ball, I believe.
Jump ball.
Oh, nope, facing Wayne Trace.
Yep, we got it to start.
Yeah, that's right, my fault.
Lockoff in, Miller out. As Tigers are going to go full court.
Oh,
and
they broke one deep.
He's going to get run down by Gary Miller.
Oh. They're asking for intention.
Yep. Lockoff is going up for a layup. Cruz chased him down.
They're gonna talk about this one.
I think they're going to have to.
Yeah.
That was a tough one when you start pressing full court.
Yep.
This is Tigers are standing at half court. That is always a tough one when you pick up full court and all of a sudden you run out on right away. As the referees are discussing this. 3-court scoreboard has the Tigers down 9 with 3 to play here in the third quarter.
Chris, did you see, did he run into the wall or did he get hit by Garrison?
He got a Cruz floor wall was the order.
They just called the intentional.
Yep. And that's understandable.
Yeah.
Cole, do we have our sponsors lined up that we can go to sponsors while they're attending to Lockoff?
Tiger Sports Live would like to thank its 2024-25 title sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, Affinity IT Group, Swanton Welding, P's and Ello's Pizza,
Collision,
Ohio
Meyer
Asphalt
Badenhop
Paving,
Insurance,
Davis
Affinity
Farm
IT Group,
Services,
Swanton
Holgate Metal
Welding,
Fab,
P's
and the
and Ello's
Gerald
Pizza,
Grain Centers. We appreciate you guys. They support us, so please support them.
Lockoff was able to get up and walk off the floor back to the locker room as Brady Miller shoots the free throws. And then the Raiders will have the ball. Miller misses the first, and he knocks down the second.
And it should be at a point of interruption from where that foul occurred, so they'll be getting the ball on the baseline.
Yep. Cruz is going to check out. Gavin Galen checks back in. Badenhop, Miller, Galen, Garber, Wilhelm for the Tigers. Manley into Clemens. He's going to be fouled by Badenhop.
He got inside of Isaiah on that one. I think it was probably a good foul on Isaiah's part.
Clemens, Gerber, Stoller, Manley, Miller for the Raiders. Manley triggers to Gerber. Stops, look, throws over top to Miller. Miller to Manley. Looking at the roll, now back up to Miller. Manley, looking at Clemens. Now Manley. Under 3 to play here in the third. Tigers down 10. Manley, high post to Clemens. Steps through. Back up to Manley. They will kill this clock.
As I say,
Clemens. Blocked
nice
by
block
Gavin
by
Galen. Pulled in by Clemens. Goes up again. No good. Stoller grabs the rebound. He loses the handle. It's going to go out of bounds and belong to the Raiders.
Number 3, Sim, returns to action.
they were saying their two best rebounders are Clemens and Stoller, and they got after on that one.
Yeah. Manley into Clemens. Sin for 3.
Got it.
Yep.
Basket by Sim.
That's his fourth 3-point.
14
the
points for Caden Sin, the 6-foot junior. Raiders by 13. Garber to Badenhop. Middle to Gavin Galen. They're going to call a block on Clemens.
That'll be his third.
I think maybe they're trying to get some control, maybe? I don't know.
His 13th first.
Ethan Gray checks back in as Wes Wilhelm sits down. Kind of got to get E off here. He's over. Badenhop to Garber. Back to Badenhop. To Garber, looking at the high post. Back to Isaiah. Throws it into Galen. Cutters through. Badenhop for 3. No good. Rebound pulled in by Miller. Now Sin. Almost.
I'll tell you what, he wanted to launch that
He
one.
did.
He's got a very quick release, and I think he lost the handle or else that was going up.
Yep. Here comes Miller over the top. Now back to Sin. Manley. Looking for Stoller. Back to Manley. Drives, steps through, pops, strivels.
I believe he got away with the travel there.
Shuffle.
Tiger foul on.
And he's going to shoot 2.
His first team foul.
Garber picks up the foul. That's the 5th team foul of this quarter.
1:36 remaining.
First free throw Manley's good. And here comes Lockoff back in the game.
Tanner Lockoff checking in for the Raiders.
Caden Sin's going to have a seat. Better wrap that hand in towel. He's hot. Manley. No good. Ethan Gray with a rebound.
Almost
Now
a
Garber.
turnover in the backcourt for the Tigers.
Oh, yeah, as he just drops the ball over to Gavin Galen. They're going to call it jump ball. It's going to stay with the Tigers. Caden Sin checks back in. He's a shooter. He's got to shoot.
You know, I like the idea that we're looking inside to get that ball to him, but we just got to get our person with the ball in a better position to get that ball. We're just not helping him.
Gray wasn't even looking for the ball there as the ball zipped past him almost out to the other end as Badenhop bringing it down. We're going to get a hand check on Manley. That's the second team foul. That's got to be Manley's first.
It is his first.
Number 30, Manley, his first.
You talked a little bit about control. I think that's another one of those things. As a hand check there and call it now because
you know enough referees that you know that they talk to each other at halftime. Obviously, offensive foul on Garber. That's another turnover for the Tigers.
and his second.
Second in a minute. And we're going to walk to the other end and shoot free throws.
Well, it's a player control,
Oh, yeah,
so you know
right,
shooting.
you're right.
But I will say we are in that 8-minute area where we only have one basket.
Yes.
And
Here comes Sin with the ball. He stops. To Clemens, now Lockoff. They clear out. Linder calls the play. Looking for a ball screen out top. They got the screen roll that they wanted and the switch. Now do they see Clemens on the block with Garber on him as Sins backs out. 45 seconds to play. Lockoff. Looking. Trying to get it to Clemens at 18. High post to Stoller. Skips it to Sin. He drives with the right hand. Stops. Kicks it back out to Lockoff. 35 and rolling here in the third. Walk-off with the dribble. Big screen. That's got to be illegal.
Oh.
They call Clemens with the foul.
That's his fourth.
That's big with 29 seconds to play here in the third.
And Linder knows it too. Coach Linder knows it.
Yep. I always figure if I picked up foul setting a screen or rebounding, coach had to be okay with those. Reaching on the perimeter, he was never happy.
Never happy.
22 seconds. Garber has it. Looking inside. Gets it to Miller. There's all kinds of traffic. Fall away. Jumper no good.
Ethan
Gray cannot
nice
grab
effort.
a rebound. Tigers are going to get Walker back in the game. Miller's going to check in for Stoller. Raiders with the ball. Sin to Manley with 12. Got Galen on him. Going to drive, stop, crossover, 3 on the way. No good. Rebound, Max Walker. Here comes Max. Half quarter. No good. And the 3. Wayne Trace 40. Tigers 26. What a I don't know what to say. It's going to be real easy to do the Tiger scoring for that third quarter.
Yeah.
It was one bucket.
Yeah, by Blake Garber, 2 points. And for Wayne Trace, they put 14 points up in that quarter, led by Carter Clemens had 4, as did Brady Miller. Hayden Sin continued a hot shooting from behind the arc with 3. And then we had a couple free throws for the other Manley as well as Lockhart. So
rebounding, Clemens leads the way for Wayne Trace with 5. Walkoff has 4 assists. Tiger rebounds. Gavin Galen has 7 to go along with his 4 points. 5 from Grady Miller. Tigers are 1 of 9
in that quarter.
1 of 5 in the key to bring us to 8. 8 of what? 20? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. 8 of 26 in the key for the game. Boy, as halftime, if you're Coach Badenhop, what are you telling his squad? No. They got to flip that. Never mind. They'll be all right. Yeah. Raiders basketball, the end of the quarter, or the start the fourth.
Up 14. Here we go.
Walk off to Miller. Raiders go Stoller, Miller, Sin, Lockoff, and Manley. Tigers go Galen, Miller, Walker, Garber, Badenhop. Caden Sin up top. Sin's got 14 to lead the Raiders. Now Lockoff has it. He's got Miller on him. Stoller, nice cut. He's going to pick up a foul on Galen. His first. Team first. Quickly, Gerber's up at the scores table for the Raiders as Manley's going to check out.
Obviously, you got to play aggressive, but as smart at the same time.
It's being prepared and not letting the guy cut across your face.
Bingo.
Double team coming in the corner. They're going to call a foul on Walker.
Sure. That's his third.
That's 3 on him, 2 on the team in the quarter. We've played 34 seconds. Here comes Gray back in. 14 points isn't a ton if you can get somebody to heat up. Miller get a couple good looks. He's got 8. Get Gray to get a good look or 2 to go down.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. Heat up, because we are.
But Wayne Trace once again they could take the air out of the ball if they need to.
Fundamentally sound.
Walk-off, fall away, no good. Rebound pulled in by Gray. Here come the Tigers. Ethan on the run. Gets to the middle. Puts it up in the scoop, no good. Rebound tipped around. Walk-off runs it down. His first rebound. Now Miller. Back to Walk-off. Sin. Miller. Still 14-point lead for the Raiders. 6:40 to play here in the game. Gerber to Sin.
They're bringing that offense out further and further. Take that time off the clock.
Linder keeps saying, spread them out, spread them out. You got to be close enough to pressure. Hand off to Sin. Ball's popped up, turned over. Here comes Gray. Over to Gerber. Garber lays it up. It's going to be goaltending. He got it.
You got to think they're going to call timeout too.
And timeout. Maybe. 12-point lead for the Raiders, 40-28.
Full timeout for Liberty Center.
You know, we've had a lot to compare. You know, we've seen enough of this team in the last few years. Our on-ball ball pressure just is not. It's not what it was.
No, it's definitely not what it was.
And I don't know. And I don't know why that is. I mean, we have the kids are athletic. They're plenty quick. I don't know if it's just I don't want to give up a layup, and I don't know if my help's going to be there. Any thoughts on that?
You know, I guess the one thing that maybe that I see different over the past couple years, I don't think we have as active as hands as we did. You said the athletes are there, the quickness is there, but it's, you know, the flip of those hands, you know, it always seems like there's hands moving everywhere. Maybe I'm stretching, I don't know, but there's definitely, it is definitely missing than what it has in years past.
I mean, it sounds odd. If I was sitting here watching Wayne Trace and say that, be like, well, you know, you don't want to pick up fouls. You're short bench. We play so many people. You're in this system. It's difficult to get in foul trouble unless you really try because your minutes are so spread out.
Yeah. Yep.
Tigers are going to go full court here in the 1-2-2 as they're going to try to speed them up. I guess Miller back up to Sin. Tigers are going to stretch it. Over to Clemens. Now Manley. Manley over top. Going to have to get somebody to shoot that, I guess, as they're showing a 1-3-1 here. Yep. Now back to Manley. There it is. Isaiah gets his hand on it. That's it. Go. As Isaiah drives in, lays it up. No good. Gavin Galen with the rebound. Kicks around to Miller. Miller's going to blow and get it. And one.
All right.
Fifth turnover for the Raiders, leads to a bucket. 10-point lead for the Raiders still there. You have to sit there. If they're going to float it back and forth, that guy's got to attack it.
Well,
Grady Miller knocks down the free throw. That gives Grady 11 to lead the way for the Tigers.
Especially when you're throwing it over Gavin and Isaiah, you know, quick, lengthy himself, you know.
Mm-hmm. Wilhelm has checked back in as Gray has had a seat. There's a travel. There's another turnover. As the Tiger press has created 2 turnovers, and Ethan Gray is going to check back in. Yep. Tigers down 9. This is a team I watched one day in practice score 20 points in an 8-minute quarter. They scored 40 points against Paulding a week ago in the half. So this is a squad that can put him up as the ball goes to Gray in the corner. He gets one to go. 6-point lead for the Raiders. And Linder wants a full timeout to talk it over. All we said. Yeah. What did we say at the end of the quarter?
Yeah, we need a little spark. You know,
just got to get a couple turnovers and Ethan Gray to get a shot to go. And this feels like a whole different ball game than it did a minute ago.
Exactly.
That's the first bucket for Gray, too.
Well, since the first quarter.
Oh, that's right. He had that, too.
Yeah, he had those quick 6. I think he actually scored the first 6 points of the game, if I remember right.
Did he really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Huh. The scoreboard hasn't, I don't know. I wasn't thinking he scored for a while.
He hasn't been a while. We go from first to fourth, but.
Yep. Yeah. That's all right.
Hey, we'll take him now.
Take him now. So, see what Wayne Trace does to adjust to this full court 1-2-2, dropping back into a 1-3-1. You got And you got Wilhelm on that backside, who is just lightning quick. I love to hear all fall how Grady Miller is the fastest kid on the football team, and he's very quick for as big as he is. And then to watch Wes just make Grady look like he's wearing concrete boots all day, every day. It's like, oh my Lord, it's so quick. All right, Gerber for the Raiders throws it into Sin.
Case.
Sin, Lockoff, Clemens.
Oh, no,
and
turnover.
Miller. Garber gets a steal as Sin goes down.
I think he turned an ankle.
Garber pulls the Tigers within 4 with 5:09 to play. That is quite the turnover.
Chris, we go nearly 9 minutes without scoring the basket, and all of a sudden, in a 2-minute span.
It felt like 2 days. I'm serious. It did.
It did.
And it's the way they did it too. It's not like they were chucking up contested threes. We're not scoring from 2 feet.
Yeah.
As Sin, he's going to hop around a little bit.
He rolled that ankle pretty good. So put your coaching hat in here on, Chris. What do you think? When do you bring Clemens back?
He's been on the floor.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, he's right there. He's on the floor.
I didn't know if he was on the floor before that.
Yeah, he was in the
So he
last
came out after the timeout. Okay. My bad.
Oh, no, he was on the floor before.
Before that even?
Yeah. Yep. When Linder called timeout, he was in.
Okay.
So, we got Gerber, Lockoff, Stoller, Miller, Clemens for the Raiders, Miller, Wilhelm, Badenhop, Garber, Galen in this 1-3-1, kind of a diamond pressure now for the Tigers. And this is the aggressive one right here.
Yeah.
This is where they want to steal. They've got him on their heels.
Yep.
How many steps did Lockoff get as he
Another
throws
turnover.
it away?
Don't step back. There we go.
Miller
Nice
gets
job.
another one for the Tigers. Now back to Badenhop in the corner to Wilhelm. Oh, he drives baseline, throws up a floater off the glass, no good. Pulled in by the big fella. Stoller with his 5th rebound. Wow, that was, I'll take it.
Yep.
Walk off across half court. If that goes, this place goes nuts.
Yes, it does.
Walk off to
Absolutely.
Miller. Here comes Gerber, now Lockoff. On the block to Clemens. He dribbles up, tries to throw it to Lockoff, gets it there. Now he's got Galen on him. Wilhelm switched out. Now Badenhop.
Switch.
Over to Gerber. Corner to Clemens. He's still got Garber on him. Gerber dribbles, picks it up. Now to Miller. 4 to play. Tigers down 4. Wayne Trace. Ball to Stoller.
Coach
now
Greg
to Miller.
Badenhop screaming, get him up on him, get up on him, get up on him. Here we
this
go.
is the pressure lineup.
Yeah.
Badenhop, he gets his hand on the ball. Miller stepped on the line, but they don't see it. Now Lockoff throws it over top to Stoller. He puts it up and in. What a big bucket there. 5th assist for Tanner Lockoff, making stuff happen for his teammates.
That's their first basket in the 4th quarter.
Oh, Badenhop. Now looking Garber into Gavin Galen. Out to Badenhop. 3 on the way. Great time. They're going to call a push on the back for Gavin Galen.
Tiger foul against 24, Galen.
His second.
His second.
Team third.
Yeah.
Back in the diamond. Here comes the trap. Looking for the skip. Throws it to Clemens.
He's going the wrong way.
Yes, he is.
But it worked.
Yep. Now Lockoff has it. He's driving with the right hand. Stop, double team. Here comes
Take the
Clemens,
charge.
baseline. Wes is going to foul him.
Yeah.
Littlest guy on the team. The shot blocker. he got one last night. He did. Ethan Gray going to check in for the Tigers as Clemens is at the line for 2. It's the first one to go. Back to a 7-point lead for the Raiders.
Number 2, Ethan Gray checking in for the Raiders. Number 30, Lance Manley.
And that's a rotational thing. Instead of standing under the basket trying to block a shot, you got to take that charge outside the key. Clemens knocks them both down, takes
Especially
that lead.
as a person that has 4 fouls.
Yes, yes. Why are you jumping? Let him run you over. Gray has the ball. Now Wayne Trace is gonna trap a little bit. High post to Gray or to Miller, who throws it away.
Yeah.
10 turnovers for the Tigers. Timeout Linder.
30-second timeout.
The momentum. Just shoot the ball is what Coach Badenhop is saying to Miller.
Yeah, again, we talked about it a little bit ago. You're putting our bigs in a good position. Or it wasn't in a good position, and we just turn it over.
Right. Shoveling the ball, a shovel pass from 5 feet to 2 feet sounds like a good idea. Very rarely does it work.
Exactly.
Particularly when you're 6'5" and extremely athletic on your own, right?
Yeah.
6'4". All right, so Wayne Trace ball here, 3 minutes to play. Tigers down 8. They're going to keep showing this diamond pressure.
And we do have 4 fouls in this quarter, so.
Wayne Trace shoots the ball very well.
I know.
You normally from the free throw line, but you've got them at like 64% over the last
season.
6
Yeah,
games.
but they've only have 2 misses today, so
Yep.
they're reversing it.
Sometimes you got to get the right people to the line.
Yeah.
Manley across half court. He's going to be trapped. Flips it to Miller. Now the walk-off. Stoller wanted to dunk on the backside. Walk-off. Double teamed here. Throws it up top. Tuck. Clemens. Now Miller. Now back over to Lockoff. 2:40. Now Manley. Looking. Throws it up top to Lockoff.
Again, a very disciplined team.
Yes.
Very disciplined. They know exactly where to be. Nice look. Wow.
Clemens to the block. Gives it to Stoller. Lays it up and in. 10-point lead for the Raiders.
Now that's putting your big in a good position, huh?
Yep. Garber to Badenham. Steps in. Flips it out. Garber. Off the screen. Back to Badenham. Back to Garber. To Badenham. Looking for Gavin. Back to Garber. 3 on the way. No good. That's going to be out of bounds to the Raiders. Got to turn it up here. Ball comes in to Lockoff. Throws it back to Manley. Manley almost should have had that one.
Yep.
Lockoff across half court. Now to Miller. Looking. Back up to Lockoff. 1:45 to play. Tigers down 10. Miller to Clemens. He's going to drive in, lay it up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Garber. Here come the Tigers. Got to go quick. Garber around the corner. Looks back to Wilhelm. Attack it. West drives to Gavin. Now he walks through and lays it up and in.
Yeah. Timeout.
Oh, Mendy. I think all the referees should have blew a whistle and did some disco dancing, if you know what I mean, on that one. Woo!
Yep.
What kind of shuffle is that one?
And everybody in here knew it, too.
Everybody cringed.
Except the officials.
Yep.
Oh.
Tigers down 8, 1:25 to play here in the fourth quarter. In the game, some people would say. Oh, timeout. I think this 1-2-2 has been working. Or just once again, this lineup has been out a while. They're losing a little bit of that initial burst.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You can say, "What if?" Do you think we should have went to this a little bit earlier? Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're missing layups anyway, right?
Bingo.
Miller, Clemens, walk-off, quickly breaks the pressure. Now Lockoff, double team. Now Clemens, he's double team. Gives it to Miller. Miller looks at all the way across to Gerber, who loads a 3. That's no good.
Hit the wire.
Hit the wire. Out of bounds. 1:10 to play. Tigers down 8. Ethan Gray checks in. Max Walker checks in. Manley checks in for Gerber. Got a wide open look.
Yeah, but I think
I don't know if
Coach
you
Linder,
needed it.
I think Coach Linder's saying, I don't know if we wanted that.
Here
Ball
comes
in her
Bainhop
hands.
driving through, throws it up through traffic, no good. Gavin just go up. They're going to call a foul.
I think on Stoller is who I think they're going to get it on. Oh,
Walkoff picked
Walkoff.
up his first. Must have had him from behind.
yeah.
Minute to play. Gavin's got 6. Looking, hopefully, for more. It's flat. He's got to lift it more.
0 Blake Garber, 11 Wes Wilhelm into the game.
Cruz is going to check in for Gavin. Miller. We got Walker, Wilhelm, Garber, Badenhop. And it looks like Cruz will check in when this free throw goes. Because Gavin always makes the second one. If he misses the first one flat, he hits the second one. And he was flat there.
Yeah.
Back into the diamond. Cruz is going to be on the front end of it. Come on, Gary. We can't wait. Give it to Clemens. Clemens is going to bring it across half court.
Oh, he shuffled too.
Yep. It's been a lot of it. 50 seconds to play. Lockoff steps through. He's going to travel. It's a turnover. Are you kidding? That's the one he calls.
Look at Coach Linder. He was pleading for that. He's at the bench, and Isaiah Marcos talking to him. Yeah, he definitely
He's
called
asking
travel.
He's asking Badenhop. Believe me, there were worse travels all night. He should have called. Gray to Max Walker. He drives, flips it to Gavin Galen. We'll take another 2, maybe.
Good.
42 seconds to play. Timeout, Tigers. Full timeout, Tigers. Ooh, 5 point. We're down to 5.
Yes, 41-46.
5-point lead.
With just under 41 seconds.
All right, so I like the lineup, right? We got to stick with this 1, 2, 2, the diamond in 1. Or maybe you switch it up because they've been breaking it really easily. And honestly, a diamond that doesn't have a quick trap and a lot of pressure is you get the ball in, you get to the ball in the middle, you go opposite, and you take a layup if you want it.
Exactly. I think you stay with it and just continue to be aggressive. I mean, if you foul, you foul. You know.
So 2 years ago, we're practicing this one day, and it's in practice, and they've got Landon is up. Landon Cruz. He's maybe not all state safety, but he's really good.
Yep.
He's playing up, not the front, but one of the 2 spots. I'm like, why is your all-state safety not playing the safety spot? And all of a sudden, that thing was just oh my goodness, the vision of Landon Cruz in that spot where Max Walker's playing right now. I guess no, Blake's playing there. Well, they've gone different, but it's just amazing. Some people are meant for certain spots. Landon was just amazing at that spot.
Yep.
Raiders in the man.
Wow, I don't know if he was in.
Nope, he wasn't. He's double teamed. Max Walker's going to pick up a foul. But playing for that's what they had to do. You got to play for the steal. We're going to walk to the other end. Manley holding his elbow is going to shoot free throws.
You know, Chris, we talked a little bit ago, too, about we're not getting the steals that we have in years past. And maybe we just touched on it, that anticipation. You know, teams in those other teams, they just knew and anticipated where the ball was going to be thrown and obviously had the quicks to get there.
Yeah. Well, when you spend first free throw is no good for Manley. We talk about Landon. When you spend 12 months a year staring into the backfield, reading the ball, you have to develop something.
Exactly.
And we talk a lot of Liberty Center is basketball IQ is all through the program difficult. As Linder calls a 30-second timeout here after Manley knocks down the free throw. And that's a lot of that, right? You play enough basketball, you play a spot long enough that you understand that when the eyes go here and the ball goes there, this is the play that should be made, and 99% of the time kids are going to try to make that play because that's the way they're taught, and then you take that away. And so it's interesting just to see how these different kids develop into different situations and different roles. And, you know, we knew coming into the season that presence was going to be missed. And and it's good to be reminded of how really good, we've had it for the last 3 years watching him play point guard, even though sometimes as a sophomore it was tough. And if you look at the backcourt right now, sophomore freshman, here we go. Here comes Isaiah, throws it in now Walker drives it. It's going to look to Gavin. He's going to get it mugged, put it up. It goes up and in.
He got it.
Here we go. Now here's the trap. Quickly. Lockoff throws it to Manley. Manley dribbles around. He loses the handle, but he gets it back. Steps through. Miller. Now to Clemens. To Stoller. Stoller back to Clemens. Clemens, I'm not sure what happened there, but he backs it out to Lockoff. 6. They're going to foul. 4-point lead for the Traders. Lockoff's going to the line for 2 with 6 seconds to play.
And they were moving the ball. I think, you were yelling foul, 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 but we just couldn't get him.
Right. And Stoller could have taken 2 there. He could have easily put that shot up and got fouled, but he kicks it back out. Makes a good walk off. Ooh, he missed the first. 6 seconds to play. 4 points in 6 seconds is a lot. Second free throw from Lockoff. This could be a big one. Rattle's no good. Here comes Isaiah. And they foul him. That might have... Is that intentional, grabbing a guy from behind?
They're talking.
They got plenty.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. But they were definitely slowing him up. It was definitely a call for that.
Yeah. Walker, 3 seconds to play. Throws it into Gray. Gray spins. 3 on the way. No good. Lockoff pulls it in. Final 47-43. The Raiders get a big win after a long drive. Believe me, that ride to Haviland is going to be a lot nicer. My wife asked me, "Where's Wayne Trace?" I said, "Halfway between Haviland and Scott." And she goes, "What?" I go, "South of Van Wert, or south of Paulding."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, got it."
Yeah, it is a hike.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll do some mathemacating here as we look at this. Tigers drop it by 4 to the Raiders. Kind of an interesting evening when we start to look at this. We talked about rebounding being an important one and handling the ball. Tigers only turned the ball over 10 times. Wayne Trace turned it over 9.
Yeah. But think about those turnovers were all basically in the fourth quarter for Wayne Trace.
Correct.
When we turned up that pressure to get back in that game.
Yep. Big time. Scott, you want to go through some of those numbers you got?
So leading the way for the Tigers this evening, Gavin Galen, who had a good fourth quarter. He ended up with 11. Ethan Gray ended up with 9. And Grady Miller coming in there with 10. Blake Garber also came in with 10. So balanced scoring for those starting 5. Leading the way for the Wayne Trace Raiders, Stoller had 10. Caden Smith had 14, but he went out injured, didn't play the fourth quarter. And then Clemens, who was scoreless in the first half, finished the game with 6. How about rebounding-wise?
Rebounding Tigers, big edge on the boards. Gavin Galen ends the night with a double-double. You said 11 points, 10 rebounds. Grady Miller 5, Blake Garber 5. 3 for Walker, 3 for Baden Hop, 2 for Cruz, 2 for Gray, 1 for Hunter Spangler. Assist-wise, Max Walker, last 2 buckets of the game. He got the assist. That led the way with 2. Boards, Clemens and Stoller, 5 apiece for the Raiders. Lockoff, what did he end up point-wise? He averages 9.5.
I'm sorry, which name?
Lockoff.
Lockoff had 7.
7 points, 6 assists, not bad. For the 5'10" junior. 10, like I said, 10 turnovers for Liberty Center, 9 for Wayne Trace, and we're just, I don't know, Scott. I don't know if there's any team good enough defensively. Maybe the 89 Pistons were good enough defensively that they could go 8 minutes without scoring a bucket. But I mean, we tried.
Yeah, you know, you have to say, Wayne Trace, well coached. I'm impressed. You know, record speaking. I mean, they play a tough schedule though, so you can kind of throw that record out the window. But one of the things that Coach Badenhop told us ahead of time was they moved the ball very well. Sitting here tonight, I can honestly say Wayne Trace moves the ball pretty well.
They do, and that's, if we're strictly looking at Wayne Trace, they move the ball. They're unselfish. They got 3 or 4 guys averaging. They got 4 guys averaging 9.5 to 10 points a game. They're 9-5 now. They're 3-0 in the league. They got to feel pretty good about sitting there, looking at their schedule. Friday night they're back into the league with Sonora. I think that's definitely a winnable game for them.
Right.
I mean, we've seen that Sonora team. I like that Raider team a little bit better though.
Yeah.
Tigers now 6-6, 1-1 in the league. Just stretches, right? And honestly, they're not at full strength tonight. No Cam Robinson. How does that affect the zone offense? How does that affect some of those things? Ethan Gray was off. I mean, just off tonight, but he knocks down a couple in that middle stretch. He gets one to go. We get a layup. We talked about those opportunities where they were in the first half of missing from 2 feet. You step out of bounds. You make this, that, and the other. It ends up being a 4-point game, and we said we had 10 points in the first half, easy.
Yep. If I'm Coach Badenhop, I'm looking back at this game, and the end of that first half started in the third quarter. Really, the third quarter.
Right.
I mean, it just a bad stretch of basketball for the Tigers, and they just put themselves in a hole. And again, against a well-coached team, a well-disciplined team, it's going to be tough to come back with. Even though we did wrap up the pressure we did scare them. Overall, 13-35, huh?
No, that's just in the key.
That's in the key.
Overall, we were 18 of 55.
Yikes.
We were 13 of 35 in the key tonight.
Hearing that, and you tell me we only lose by 4?
I lose by 4.
Yeah, I would say no way. But
and it's here's the other part of it, Scott. We have been in a stretch of games, and at some point you have to get used to it, right? We've played in 5 straight games now where it has been just men have to be in the key. It has been brutal. It has been physical. It has not been an easy catch the ball at 3 feet and lay it up. We've had people hanging on us, and it's been both ways. I'm not saying anything like that. Yeah. It has just been difficult, and it does not help when you lay them up short, or you miss them long, or you just a lot of it. And it's not, once again, it's not that it's not been a focus. I'm there every day. I know what we're working on.
And I know that without a shadow of a doubt. It's just sometimes.
I mean, if you hit 5 more of those, if you go 50% from the key.
You win this game, but your record's completely different.
I know. Yeah. It's tough when you look at those numbers and you're like, okay, well, we were this from inside the key. So, like I said, these Tigers now, they dropped to 6-6 overall, 1-1 in the league. Big one on Monday. I don't know if you've never been to Rossford for the Martin Luther King Day basketball extravaganza. I don't know what they call that, but it is a good day of basketball. If you got nothing to do, enjoy basketball. Good basketball.
Good venue.
Great venue. The casino put up a great gym over there at Rossford. I've called games in the old one. This new one is a lot nicer. That's a JV 11-15. They got 2 gyms. JV's playing in one. Varsity's playing in another. Junior varsity is 11:15 on Monday. Varsity game has been moved to 1 o'clock. They'll play Cardinal Stritch at Rossford. Friday, you and me right back here for the Golden Bears as the Tigers jump back in to the league with Brian coming to town. That's a triple header, so freshman, JV, varsity, and then Saturday at St. Francis. So 3 more games next week. We're getting to a point where there's a little more time between games. Rest some legs, get some extra shots up, get back into a normal schedule.
Routine, yep.
This is really where they got their legs last year.
Yeah.
We got past this, holy crap, we got football games that we're made up for, and now we got into a little bit normal schedule, and things started to roll a little bit better. So we'll see what it is to get to this point at 6-6, playing the schedule they are.
Right.
Coach Bainham doesn't like cupcakes.
Nope, he doesn't.
We don't have
and he said it from day one when he took the job.
I remember it was his first season. He came out after a game and said to Pat Lipe, I'm not going to say who they were playing, he said, get them off our schedule. I'm done playing these crap games.
Yep.
We want a schedule that's going to make us ready to play tournament games, and that's why Wayne Trace is here, and that's why we've played.
We go to OG, or we have OG on the schedule period?
Not anymore. They dropped us.
Yeah,
we would have smoked them this year.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. So, all right, well, thank you, Scott.
Hey,
Cole, great job tonight again, keeping us on track. We're going to cut this end. Another fun evening at the Jungle. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.